Here's the complete guide to support and resistance. Okay, welcome back, and if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I'll be producing a lot of Forex related content in the future and you don't want to miss out on that. But today I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about support and resistance. Okay, so support and resistance levels are basically areas in the market where price has a tendency to reverse and change direction. And it is a very powerful tool when used correctly. Let me show you a brief diagram of what they look like. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an example of what support and resistance lines actually look like in a market situation. Okay, so say my green line represents the movement of price and we have a downwards trend. Okay, so our support levels would be here, 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 and here. And the support levels represent where price changed direction and went back up because more buyers came into the market to try to push price higher. So buyers came in here, here, and as you can see, price rose at these levels and the buyers succeeded in driving price higher. And on the flip side, we have resistance levels here, 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 and here. And these are where sellers come in and push price lower. And you can see that at these levels, price decreased. And we have a overall downwards trend, so there's more sellers than buyers in the market. So these decreases in price are a lot larger than the increases, giving us that downwards trend. On the flip side, say we have a uptrend. Now our support levels would be here, 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 and here, and our resistance levels would be here, 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 and here. And again, resistance level, sellers come in, push price lower, resistance come in here, push price lower, and again push price lower. But we do have an upwards trend, so now there's more buyers than sellers in the market, and the buyers win and push price overall higher. But the most important thing to remember with support and resistance levels is that when they are broken, they act as the opposite. So if a resistance level is broken and price retested that resistance level, it would now be a support level and buyers come into the market rather than sellers. And if a support level was broken and price came back to retest it, it would act as a resistance and sellers would come into the market rather than buyers. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so say we have another downtrend. So like I showed you, our resistance level is here. Now let's just say there's a shift between buyers and sellers in the market and we have now more buyers and price broke the resistance level. Now that same resistance level becomes a support level and buyers will come into the market here rather than sellers which came into the market here. So let's say that price came back down to touch this level, buyers come into the market and try and drive price higher, and if they succeed, price goes higher. So the important thing to remember with support and resistance is that they do switch. So a resistance level can become a support level and vice versa. Okay, so there's support and resistance levels almost everywhere in the market, from the 1 minute time frame all the way up to the monthly. So it's important that you're able to support good support and resistance levels for you to trade from. When I'm drawing strong support and resistance levels, there are 4 things that I look for. The first thing I look for is that the level must jump out at me. I shouldn't have to go looking for it and it should be obvious to spot. The second thing I look for is that the price must touch the level multiple times. The third thing I look for is that the level was acted as both a support and as a resistance. And finally, the fourth thing I look for is the strength and the momentum price had moving away from it. But before I show you an example of what a good support resistance level is, I draw all my levels on a daily time frame, because any lower than that, the level starts to get less reliable, and in trading it's a probability game and you want to have probability working for you rather than against you. Except if you're a scalper, of course, then that's a whole different ball game. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an example of what a good support and resistance level actually looks like. Okay, so the first thing I told you is that a level should jump out at you and it should be obvious to spot, and you shouldn't really be going looking for it. So looking at this chart now, I can see there's an obvious level here. I mean, price tried to break through here and it couldn't many times until eventually broke through there. So it's an obvious level and it jumps out at me. And the second thing now you need to look for is if that level has been tested many times by price and price has touched it. So if we look at this level here, you can obviously price came and touched it there, price came and touched it here, 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 and I broke through and it came back to touch it here, and finally here. So you can see this level has had many touches and price has bounced off it a lot. So when price reaches this level, many people start getting interested about the market and start to be active, and this is where you want to come in as well. And now the third thing you want to be looking for is if it acted as both support and resistance. So looking at the chart now, you can see clearly the level acted as resistance here and here until it got broken here, and then acted as support here and here. So you can see both buyers and sellers became active at this level, and the level acted as both resistance and support, showing that it is a strong level. And finally, you look for the strength and the momentum of movements from price of that level. So if you look here, you can see there was a strong movement downwards from this level. Again, not as strong, but still a strong move. So you can see that a lot of people became interested at this level and started to trade from it. However, if you look over on this side, you can see it's not as strong as a movement as these two movements were, but you won't always get a support resistance level that meets every criteria perfectly, and what you want is a level that meets most of it well. Okay, so this is Euro USD on the daily time frame, and I'm just going to show you how to draw support and resistance lines to complete a whole chart, so you got an idea of the market direction. So first things first, which levels jump out at us? Okay, so for me, straight away you've got this level down here. You can see multiple tests. This doesn't act as resistance clearly, but it does have multiple tests, has a strong move, and it jumps out at us. So it is still a strong level. And looking for more, okay, there's clearly one here. You can see a test here, a test here, a test here, another test there, another test there, another test here. And so this is another good level that has both support and resistance. It has multiple touches. Again, not as strong move as here. Strong momentum, sorry, from here. Here is not as strong. You can see it's not as strong, but it's still a very good level. As you can see, price turns around a lot at this level, and people start to get interested in the market at that level. Okay, so we'll draw one more, and another one that jumped at me here. You can see clearly price comes up, can't break the level, tested again and came back down, so it's a clear level. And looking around, you can see it comes and tests here, slight test there, test there, test there, test here, test here. So you can see multiple tests of that same level. That's both a support and resistance, so a good level, and it does have some strength in the move coming from those levels here and here. So again, these are strong levels, and when price comes to hit these levels, you want to become interested in the market, and if the conditions are right, possibly trade from them. Okay, so here's pound CAD on the daily, and I'm just going to show you how to draw multiple support and resistance lines on a chart, just like I did with Euro USD. So first of all, what jumps out at me? Straight away, this level here, and you can see price test it here, test it there, test it here, test it there. So you can see it's another good level. Multiple tests, acts as both as a support and as resistance, and the strength of the move have a lot of momentum. So that's a very good support and resistance level. Okay, another one. Okay, so here straight away jumps out at me again. So you can see that price came to test it here, test it there, test it there. Actually, if I move this level slightly down, we can get more touches from price. We can get, obviously it's not as clean now, and sometimes you do need to adjust your support and resistance levels to get more touches from price, because if price touches it more often, then that means it's a stronger level and people get active at that level. So don't be afraid of adjusting and readjusting your support and resistance levels. And it just means that there's probably another level just above it or just below it. So in this case, there'll be another level around here. So as you can see, price came up to touch it there, touch it here again, touch it here again. And then with this level here, price touched it there, there, and there. So these two levels, which are quite close to each other, give us now a support and resistance zone. So the area in between, we're looking for market reversal. So we can either go short, like it did here, or if price came from above and it came down, we'll look to go long. So you can be using support and resistance lines and zones. They're both just as helpful. Sometimes a zone is better in this case, or in this case, sometimes a line will be better. So you now have to draw good support and resistance levels. Now you need to know how to trade them. And just because price reaches a level doesn't mean that there's automatically a trade and price will reverse. You need to look for some indication telling you that price will reverse and the level will hold. So I've drawn some candle patterns out here that show that price can potentially reverse. So first we have the morning star, which you would look for at support and indicates that price has come down, bit of indecision, and it's going back up. And the opposite to a morning star is an evening star, which is this, and this shows prices come up, bit indecision, and it's going to come back down, and this will occur at resistance. And now we have the engulf, which is where for this example this would be at a support, and this candle engulfs the previous bear candle and indicates that price is going back up. And opposite is a bearish engulf, which happens at resistance, and this bear candle engulfs that bull candle, indicating that price will come back down. And finally we have the hammer, which is this candle in between here, which is where prices come down to test the support, come back up, being rejected, and formed a small body, indicating that price is now coming back up. And the opposite, which is the shooting star, this candle here, and you can see prices come to test the resistance, come back down, close with a small body, and indicates that price is going to reverse. Okay, so we're back to the pound CAD on the daily, and I'm just going to show you an example of the price action candlestick patterns I've just shown you and how to spot them on a real chart. So straight away, if I zoom into this section here, we can see that we have an engulfing, a bearish engulf candle pattern. So yet this bear candle engulfs this bullish candle, indicating to us that at this level price will reverse and come back down, and price did exactly that. And if you look here at this level, price came up, there was no pattern indicating to us that price is going to reverse, and it just went straight through the level. So it's important to make sure that you don't just buy or sell that support and resistance, that you make sure you see an indication that price will return. Okay, again, so you can see here, same level, we have bear candles coming down, we get the doji, bit of indecision, a bullish candle coming up, giving us that morning star pattern. And again, same level, a bullish engulf pattern. This bull candle engulfs this bear candle, giving us that bullish engulf, indicating to us price will return. And here we've got the shooting star pattern. You see price came up, got heavily rejected, came back, gives that small body, and price came down. Okay, so to recap, you know what support and resistance levels are, you know how to spot a strong support and resistance level, you know how to draw them, and you know how to trade them. And now finally, I'm going to teach you how to trade a breakout from these levels. Okay, so say we have a resistance level here, and now hitting this level and getting rejected, it's come back to hit this level, getting rejected, and now suddenly price breaks through this level and it looks like it's going up in a new upwards trend. And now you can wait for price to come back to retest this level. Like I said, once a resistance level is broken, it now becomes support. So this level will become support for us. And so if price comes back to retest this level, we can buy here and look to go long and take price up in that upwards trend. So that is one strategy to trade breakouts from these levels. And some people could just trade the breakout from here and just buy from here. Personally, I've had less success from that, because there's many times where these breakouts are actually false breakouts just to catch people out and hit their stop loss just for price to come back and respect that level and come back down. So in my opinion, it's best to wait for this to happen here, where prices come up, it's come back to retest this previous resistance line, which now support, and you buy there, and hopefully price ascends. Okay, so we're back to pound CAD on the day, and I'm just going to give you a few examples of when price breaks through a resistance or a support, then retests it just to carry on in the direction it was heading. So if you look here, price came down, broke through this resistance, came back to retest it here, and gave us a bearish engulfing candle, which indicates that price will respect this resistance and reverse and carry back down. And you can see that's exactly what happened. And now if you follow price, it comes back to this resistance, it breaks through, and some people would have bought here on the break, hoping that price will continue on upwards. But you can see it was just a false breakout, and price came back down, probably would have hit their stop loss, and they would have a losing trade. But if you waited for price to break it again and come back and retest it, then here you would have had a bullish engulfing pattern, indicating that price will reverse and respect this support and continue on an upwards trend, and that's exactly what happened again. And finally, if you look at price here, it came down, broke through the support. Now we get a retest here of and we get a shooting star candle pattern at this resistance now, and this indicates to us that this form of support, which turns to resistance, will hold and price will fall back down. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened. Okay, so thank you for making it to the end, and I hope you found this video helpful. And just to recap, you've learned what support resistance lines are, how to spot a good support resistance level, how to draw them, how to trade them, and how to trade breakouts. Okay, so if you've enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss an upload. Please comment if you found the video useful or if I've missed anything. But till the next one, I'll see you later.